What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Power Five, where today it's all about the group of five. I will be covering 5 of this weekend's conference championship games in college football. That includes all 4 that will be played on Friday. We're talking the Conference USA championship game, the Sun Belt championship game, the American championship game, the Mountain West Conference championship game, and then on Saturday, the MAC championship game. Remember to smash that like button whenever you do agree with me. Don't be afraid to comment down below either. If you're catching this on Thursday, I do have a 5% max bet in the NFL. Cowboys-Lions just won a 5% this past Sunday with the over in Rams-Panthers. That was a very easy winner, wasn't it? Over cashed early in the second half. I'm now a perfect 4-0 with NFL totals this season, not to mention 7-2-1 with all NFL sides and totals the last 3 weeks. Once again, 7-2-1 record, all NFL sides and totals last 3 weeks. I've got a perfect 3-0 the last 3 weeks when betting Cowboys and Lions games. Had the under in Lions-Eagles a few weeks ago on a Sunday night matchup. Had the Cowboys over the Eagles. That was an outright winner. My 4% game of the week, in fact, that week. And then on Thanksgiving, I cashed the over with Chiefs Cowboys. So after you're done watching this video, head on over to wt.buzz/BP, as long as it's Thursday still, to pick up that 5% NFL max bet right away. Click the link in the description below. All right, now let's talk about college football, shall we? That's what you've come here for. I went 13-7 with premium CFB plays over at WagerTalk.com in the month of November. And we're going to start with the Conference USA championship game. Kennesaw State at Jacksonville State, 7 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. There's been a line move here. Kennesaw State is now a 2.5-point favorite on the road after opening +1.5. I find this line move bit puzzling. I don't know. Puzzling might be a bit strong, but consider Jacksonville State was a 35-26 winner when these teams met in the regular season. Like that game, this one is being played on Jacksonville State's home field. Home underdogs in conference championship games are on a 6-2 straight up and 7-1 ATS run since 2009. But we should probably note Kennesaw State did have a 579-451 edge in total yards in that regular season meeting. They also closed as 3.5-point favorites for that game. It was the Owls' only loss in their last 10 games. They missed a field goal, threw 2 interceptions in the red zone as well. So you can understand why bettors think Kennesaw might get revenge here. But in addition to the trend I just mentioned about home dogs in conference championship games, Jacksonville State's 5-0 straight up at home this season. I made this line a pick'em. So at the current price, I would lean towards the Gamecocks, especially if the line got to +3. But consider the over as well. If you're a little confused like me on the side, total for this game has been bet up to 59.5, and for good reason. Remember, there were over 1,000 total yards gained by these two teams in that regular season meeting, plus 61 points, and Kennesaw should have scored even more. All right, let's move now to the Sun Belt Championship game. That is also 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday. Troy and James Madison on ESPN. As if this conference championship weekend wasn't crazy enough, guys, we have a 23-point favorite in this game. Yes, James Madison is laying more than 3 touchdowns in this one. It's one of the largest point spreads for any conference title game we've ever seen. Note, the last 39 conference championship games in college football have all seen the straight-up winner cover the spread. This game will definitely put that trend to the test. James Madison, they've got a path to the college football playoff. It involves Duke upsetting Virginia in the ACC championship game on Saturday. If that happens and JMU wins here, which you presume they would given how big of a favorite they are, then the Dukes would likely be the 5th highest rated conference champion and make the 12-team field. Remember, it's the 5 highest rated conference champions that make the college football playoff, not necessarily the 4 power conference winners and 1 group of 5 team. That needs to be clarified here. James Madison playing at home is likely going to be out to impress the committee here. Style points matter, I think, and it shouldn't be hard to rack up some style points facing a Troy team that comes in with a negative yards per play differential on the season. The only negative I see for JMU is that head coach Bob Chesney's going to go to UCLA and take over there. But He's the coach here. He'd be the coach if they made the playoffs. It's expected to be pretty cold in Harrisonburg Friday night, around 30 degrees. That's atypical, I believe, for this time of year there. It's usually a little warmer. Still, it's lay the points or pass for me in the Sun Belt Conference Championship game. Let's now move to the American, shall we? Speaking of coaches on the move, North Texas and Tulane Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Winner here is going to make the college football playoff, but both North Texas and Tulane are losing their head coaches. Eric Morris of North Texas is heading to Oklahoma State. John Sumrall of Tulane is heading to Florida. Unlike Lane Kiffin, these guys, whoever makes it to the college football playoff, that coach will be allowed to coach. North Texas is currently a 2.5-point favorite in the American Championship game. That's down from an opening number of -3. Perhaps bettors are cognizant of the trend I mentioned earlier. Home dogs, 6-2 straight up, 7-1 ATS run in conference championships since 2009. This game is being played at Tulane's home stadium, and weather could be a factor here as well. Could be heavy rain on Friday night. That would not be great news for the high-powered North Texas passing attack. Quarterback Drew Mestemaker threw for nearly 3,900 yards during the regular season. Tulane, they're 6-0 straight up at home this year. My power ratings do make them the underdog, however. North Texas, the offense, we just talked about Mestemaker. Well, this is an offense led by Mestemaker that is second in the country in yards per play. Running back Caleb Hawkins leads the FBS with 23 touchdowns. The Mean Green have won and covered 6 straight overall. The offense has scored 50-plus points 8 times this year. Weather, going to be the X factor. Last one on Friday is the Mountain West Conference Championship. UNLV, Boise State, 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Significant line move here. Boise has moved from -1.5 to -4.5. That line move is based on the news that Broncos quarterback Maddox Madsen is set to return after being out for the last month due to a lower leg injury. I still think this line is too short, even after the move. Let's note, when these two teams played back in October, Boise closed -13, and they won 56-31. That game, like this one, it was on the blue turf. I don't see why the line would be so much shorter for this rematch, especially with Madsen back. Even if he wasn't back, he's certainly not worth double digits to the point spread. Boise has owned UNLV. 9 consecutive wins over the Rebels. 2 of those were in the last 2 Mountain West Championship games. Broncos won by 14 here at home last year and by 24 out in Vegas in the 2023 championship game. I've said all year, I think UNLV is pretty fraudulent. Not coming off that viewpoint here. I would definitely lay it with Boise State. Of all the games I'm talking about today, this would definitely be my favorite bet. All right, let's go to Saturday. Last conference championship game to discuss. My home conference, the MAC. It is Miami of Ohio versus Western Michigan. This game takes place noon Eastern, and I'm just looking real quick what the channel is going to be here. Sorry about that. It is ESPN, noon Eastern. It's the same time as the Big 12 championship game. So me and about 6 people are going to be watching this one. I'll have the Big 12 on as well, on different TV, obviously. But this is the only Group of 5 conference championship game, the MAC, that will take place on a neutral field, Ford Field in Detroit. So perhaps a slight edge there to Western Michigan. Broncos are down to a 2-point favorite, though. Some places even have them -1.5 currently. My power ratings say the game should be basically a pick'em. Underdogs are on a 12-3-1 against the spread run in MAC title games, including 8-1 the last 9. So that trend supports Miami of Ohio, even though they're a pretty slight underdog, obviously. Favored Western Michigan is looking to avenge its only conference loss, which was back on October 25th in Oxford, 26-17 as a 2-point underdog. Meanwhile, Miami, Ohio got here by virtue of an unusual tiebreaker. They actually lost to the other 2 MAC teams that finished 6-2 straight up in conference play, Ohio and Toledo. Western Michigan beat both of those teams, but give Miami credit for winning their last 2 games after quarterback Daquan Finn basically bolted on the team to prepare for the NFL draft. I hate to use the word quit, but that's kind of what he did. This will be the Red Hawks' 3rd consecutive MAC title game appearance, by the way. They beat Toledo in 2023, lost to Ohio last year. Badly, they lost to Ohio, 38-3. I think the under is probably the best way to play this game. Western Michigan's defense allowed just 14.4 points per game in conference play. All right, that is 5 conference championship games for you. Again, go ahead and comment down below with your thoughts. Let us know how you'll be betting these games, how you'll be betting the more marquee matchups, the Power 4 conference matchups, if you will, on Saturday. Any questions, go ahead and fire them off. If I see them in time, I'll be more than happy to answer. I'll be checking the comments as the week progresses. And if you want discussion here on video for the 4 conference championship games on Saturday that I didn't talk about, the Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC, the Big 12, the big ones, be sure to check out the Blitz here on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. That show is live at 1 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. You can always catch the replay here on YouTube as well on our channel. Myself, Ralph Michaels, Ross Benjamin, going deep into the weeds on college football. It's an hour-long show. It's a great show. You guys should check that out. Earlier on, I mentioned the success I've been having with my premium plays over at WagerTalk.com. 7-2-1 run with NFL sides and totals the last 3 weeks, not to mention a 13-7 college football record in the month of November. Well, don't forget about that Weekend Warrior Pass, guys. It's real simple, okay? You get all my college football for Saturday, all my NFL for Sunday, and as a special bonus, we'll include any bet I make on Monday Night Football at no extra costs. Just $49 for all of that. A bunch of football plays. I'm going to have at least 2 plays on Saturday in the conference championship games, at least 2 NFL plays on Sunday as well. So $49 is a steal, if I do say so myself. That is going to do it for this edition of the Power 5. Remember to both like and subscribe. That button that says subscribe down below me. If you haven't already clicked it, please do so now. I'm going to be back with another edition of the Power 5 later in the week. We'll have some free NFL picks on that one. Stay tuned for that. But until then, let's cash some tickets.